What are juvenile offenders? Juvenile offenders are young people that have committed crimes and are punished by the criminal justice system. Because they are young, the justice system are very lenient with the punishment that they are given. Say if an adult and a teenager were to commit the same crime. In most cases, the adult would be given the harsher sentence. This is where there is conflict. Some think that these young people should be tried as adults. They believe that you should be punished according to the crime you have committed. They think that a crime is a crime, and regardless of age, you need to be punished for it. In my opinion, however, although juvenile offenders have done wrong, they should not be tried as adults. I believe that there are good kids and they have just made a couple mistakes. A lot of them need to be guided into the right direction to be successful. Let's talk about the issue with having juvenile offenders tried as adults. The first problem we run into is the risk that these young people might face. There's a lot of violence and dangers that people experience in jails, and according to as NYC's jails become more violent, fights between inmates and force of use by correction officers are rising. That being said, jail is not a good environment for these young people to be in. Secondly, there are adverse effects and long-term consequences for these troubled youngsters if they were to be in jail for a long time. Jail is a place, as I said, that can affect you negatively. It can have a toll on you psychologically and physically, but as a teen, you are more susceptible to these negative influences. When you are young, you change so much, and your body and mind are growing and transforming at a very fast pace at this age. Young people want to be accepted socially and have an identity according to juvenile offenders, forces behind gun violence. This need to be accepted could lead them joining gangs and submit to peer pressure in jail. And think after jail too. A lot of these people with criminal records have trouble finding employment. And according to Legal Match, the website, a criminal record can affect child custody, immigration, employment, driving, and other privileges. This could create more crime because that's what they have to resort to. There's nothing else for them to do. My solution to this is to create a program to help these troubled youngsters. My program would allow these young people to talk to inmates. It's going to be like an intervention. The inmates get to tell what they did personally wrong and how they regret it. The young people will be able to learn and hopefully get a different aspect of life. This will help guide them down the right path, hopefully. This resembles the TV show called Beyond Scared Straight. A notable scene I would like to point out in Beyond Scared Straight is Shakayo and his brother John. John had made some mistakes and had been incarcerated because of it. His little brother Shakayo seemed to be following in his footsteps, and they wanted Shakayo to change for the better, so they put him through this Beyond Scared Straight program. Little did he know, he would meet his brother there in jail. They had a conversation there that I felt really had an impact on Shakayo. Talking about what his plan was after jail and how to better himself. Shakayo took what he learned while in the program and tried to incorporate it into his life. This is why I really want to push the idea away of trying juveniles as adults. We have the power to change these young people, and locking them away isn't the answer. Having kids talk to current inmates is the better option. Shakayo is a good example of this. He's trying to make a change because he sees the consequences that have occurred in his brother's life. His brother can't see his family because he's in jail. He's missing out on the key aspects of life because of his mistakes. Chicago doesn't want this to happen, so he wants to change for the better. In conclusion, juveniles should not be tried as adults because of the impact prison and jail can have on them physically and mentally. This negative environment is no place for a developing person to be in. We need to help them along their path to adulthood, and this is where my suggestion of a program could help. As Franklin D. Roosevelt said, we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future.